Yo, guys, Justin Jaynes here, and I'm here to talk about the PFL star Dakota Ditcheva making good on her return to the cage, improving her record to 15 wins and 0 losses. And a lot of people, I was doing some research this morning, a lot of comments from fans saying this girl needs to be in the UFC, this girl needs to be in the UFC. Listen, she is a star in the PFL, and the PFL has money. And Dakota Ditcheva just re-signed a contract with the PFL, and I think it's good. And she's getting criticized for it, guys. She's getting paid, and she gets to fight chumps. Like, here's the thing. If she goes to the UFC, she's going to be paid the same, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Who knows? But she's going to be fighting world champion killers. Now, on the other hand, she can stay and extend her contract with the PFL, get paid, and she can get matchups like the one she just had. Now, looking at the gambling line, as you guys know, I am a gambling fanatic. I gamble almost every fight card, whether it's UFC, whether it's PFL. I feel the PFL has a lot better lines than the UFC just because it's a smaller organization. You got guys coming over from the UFC that have a lot of hype behind them, obviously coming over from the UFC, and these no-name fighters, you look like Clay Collard when he fought Anthony Pettis. Man, I stacked money on Clay Collard. He coming over from the UFC vet. Clay was like a plus 500 dog, and training with Clay, knowing how tough he is, I was easy money. I printed money in that fight. No doubt that I think. Anyways, back to Dakota. She was she opened at a minus 3,300 favorite. I mean, these numbers are unheard of. To give you an example of odds, when Ronda Rousey was in her prime and she was armbarring and finishing every girl in division, she was only like a minus 700 favorite against Holly Holm. And Dakota Ditcheva was a minus 3,300. In layman's terms, that means you have to bet $3,300 to win $100. All right, that is just insane. And when you're given matchups like this, like, how could you not sign with the PFL? I mean, if the PFL is giving me, minus 1,000 favorite matchups, and they're paying me, and I'm a superstar, and I'm not taking damage, pat that record, pat that record, pat that record, pat that record. I mean, look at Kayla Harrison. All right. She went into the PFL. She won the tournament, I think, twice in a row. And then finally, her third time, she lost to a very, very tough fighter, the third time. And then she transferred over. And I think Dakota Ditcheva is going to do the same thing. Get that money. The PFL, whether it's the UFC or not, or as big as the UFC or not, they have money, and they're paying their fighters. They're paying their fighters incredibly, especially that $1 million tournament. I think Dakota's doing the right thing. I think she needs to keep stacking that money away, because once you go to the UFC, that is your ceiling. If she transfers over to the UFC, has a tough has a tough fight and loses, now she's going to lose so much credibility. Let this girl put money in the bank from the PFL. Let this girl build her resume. And when she feels that she's financially stable for herself and her family, then let's risk going to the UFC and testing her legacy. But I have no problem with her re-signing with the PFL right now. Now, about her performance. Dakota Ditcheva has so much promise and so much talent. She has incredible striking. But, and I know I'm going to get some flack for this, when you're a minus 3,300 favorite, which is, I know there are lines out there. I think Conor McGregor, I think Floyd Mayweather was a less of a favorite than Dakota Ditcheva against Conor McGregor. And Floyd Mayweather is arguably one of the greatest boxers, definitely the greatest defensive boxer of all time. But you need to finish. Like this, you are being set up to win. You have the look, you have the swag, you have the skill, but you have to finish, man. And when she's getting these incredible matchups for herself and for her team. Like, these are gimme shots. The PFL is setting her up for success. That's why she's re-signing with them. I don't understand. Like, people are so like, you casual fans are just such bums. Like, you want to fight the toughest fights in the world, or you can fight some no-named girls or guys that nobody's ever heard of before, get paid the same, and just have an incredible edge. Because I tell you what, when Dakota Ditcheva transfers, if she ever does go to the UFC, she will never be a minus 3,300 favorite. That will never happen in the UFC. But the PFL will allow that to happen because, again, they're building her and they're building her brand. Congratulations to the win. But Dakota, we have to finish these girls. When we have this kind of expectation on us, we have to finish. We need knockouts. This would have been a perfect girl for her to demonstrate that she can grapple, to demonstrate that she can sub somehow. I mean, as a minus 3,300 favorite, you should be better than her in striking. You should be better than her at grappling. You should be better than her at wrestling. You should be better than her at braiding hair. You should be better than her at painting nails. You should be better than her at cooking food. Like, I don't care. When you're a minus 3,300 favorite, there's such a skill gap there that you need to be finishing this opponent anytime you like at any point of the fight. Guys, I know I'm going to get a little off flack for that, but I don't give a fuck. I'm here to tell you my opinion, and I think Dakota Ditcheva is incredible. I agree with her re-signing to the PFL, but I will say, when you're a minus 3,300 favorite, you got to finish fights. Guys, tell me what you think in the comments.